So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 best tank mates for your guppy fish. So make sure you stick around to the end for all 10 fish, and without any further ado, let's get started. So this is one of the first fish I've successfully kept guppies with, but number one on the list is the pearl gouramis. Pearl gouramis get to about 12 centimeters, but they're a beautiful gourami. So if you're not familiar with gouramis, they're in the anabantoid family, same family as a betta fish. They don't need an aerator or surface movement because what they do to get oxygen is go to the surface of the tank and take a few gulps. It's that simple. So they've adapted to this because in the natural environment, they inhabit very slow moving waters, in fact, maybe even still. So it's very low oxygenated. That's why they've adapted to this. Now they are a tropical fish needing a temperature from 22 to 26 degrees Celsius and a pH of 7 to 8. Since they do get to about that 12 centimeter mark, you want to make sure that you have them in a 20 gallon or larger. Males have red bellies and females don't, and the males do tend to be a bit more aggressive, but they're fine with the guppies and they don't usually pick at the guppies' fins. Okay, probably one of the best tank mates for guppies is other Livebearers. Fish like the mollies, platies, and I was gonna say guppies, but swordtails. These three fish are really cool and they all have all sorts of coloration. With these fish, usually male and females have even color. It's not like males have more color than the female. There's lots of different varieties. You'll be able to find at least one of these three fish at your local fish store. These are all Livebearers. They're gonna give birth to live young, meaning that they're super easy to breed. So you're gonna breed with the guppies and they're all Livebearers. Just make sure you don't try crossbreed them. Like maybe if you have male guppies, you can get male swordtails or something. So number 3, we have the emperor tetras. So emperor tetras are a really cool little fish. There's a few species. You got your blue, blacks, and your normal emperor tetras. There's even purple, I think. They are very cool fish. They swim super uniquely compared to other tetras, and they are schooling fish. So they need to be in groups of 5 or more. Otherwise, you won't really get much activity or healthy fish with these. These are a bit harder to find than other fish, but you might be able to find them at your local fish store. They like a low pH, but they can go in the high pH zone too, and they are a tropical fish, but they only get to about 4 to 5 centimeters. You can keep them in a 15 gallon or larger. 20 gallons preferred if you can have a nice big group. So there's lots of space for them to swim. They're great with the guppies because they are very harmless fish and they're super peaceful, and they're a great community fish too. So next up is one of my favorites. We have the dwarf neon rainbow fish. These are really good tank mates. I've had nothing but success with them. The dwarf neon rainbows are super peaceful. They're not going to bother any fish in the tank. The precox rainbow fish are really cool. These are a schooling fish, but you can get pairs like I do. I recommend getting pair if you're going to get 2, because then you have a male and a female, and that male's going to be showing off his best coloration to the female. These won't breed like guppies would in an aquarium. If you don't try, then you're not going to get any breeding going on, which is good. They're really fun fish, super active, and they can survive a wide parameter of waters. They are a bit newer to the hobby, so they're a bit rare compared to other fish. If you can find them and you can afford them, it can be really rewarding. Okay, so 5th on the list, we have the Bristlenose Catfish. Bristlenose Catfish are super popular and they're great for the bottom of your tank. So they're actually a really good algae eater, and when they're growing up, they'll eat all that algae on the tank glass and even on the ornaments and plants too. So they don't eat blackbeard algae, but they eat the slimy algae. They'll also take algae wafers and all that sort of stuff, but they're a great tank mate with guppies because they are so peaceful, and the guppies and the Bristlenose Catfish go in completely different areas of the tank. The Bristlenose Catfish are herbivorous. You just need to make sure though that you are feeding them some prepared foods like algae wafers, not just relying on them to eat all the algae. These are also a great fish to breed. They're pretty easy as long as you've got fully grown, matured parents. They are a really cool fish and they are so hardy and super easy to keep. Great for beginners and a great tank mate for the guppies. Another awesome bottom dweller for your guppy is the Corydoras Catfish. There's a few types of Corydoras out there, such as the bronze, pandas, albinos. You should find at least one kind at your local fish store. They're super duper cool fish. They're really cute and they got such great personalities. They are a schooling fish. They're going to need to be in a group of at least 3 or more, and you don't want to mix the species of Corydoras in a tank, but they're such a good tank mate for the guppies because once again, they're going to be at the bottom all the time. Super cool fish, and I'd say they're one of the best tank mates for guppies. Now this next tank mate is one I've had success with, something that I've just gotten recently. 7th on the list, we have the golden wonder killifish. So golden wonders are super cool. It might be a bit harder to find than other fish, but if you can find them, they make a great tank mate for guppies. The only thing that I wouldn't do is if you are breeding guppies and you want the fry to survive, the golden wonders have really big mouths, so they're going to easily eat those fry. Plus they are a quick fish, so they'll be able to get to those fry really easily. So bear that in mind. The golden wonders can take a pH from 6.5 to 7.8, and they are pretty hardy and survive wide parameters like the temperatures from 22 to 28 degrees Celsius. These guys only get to about 5 centimeters, so they're a pretty small fish and they're great for something like 20 gallons. They do bring great activity along with the guppies, so they make a great duo together and certainly worth trying out. So the 8th best tank mate for a guppy is neon tetras. Neon tetras are a vibrant schooling fish, super popular, and they are very beautiful. They're really easy to find. They are a bit harder hard to breed, but they are pretty hardy and they do make a great tank mate for your guppies. So the reason being is that neon tetras are super peaceful and they're just going to be schooling at the middle of the tank. So they do like tannin stained water and a low pH of around 6 to 7, go all the way down to 5 for breeding. They don't mind a bit of cold water, so they can go all the way down to 20 degrees Celsius and up to 28 degrees. So they are a great tropical fish for your planted aquarium, and they do need to be in a school of 6 or more, so bear that in mind, but they do make a great schooling option with your guppies. Now cherry shrimp are 9th on the list. So some people might debate on this, but it all depends. If you want to have success with keeping fully grown guppies and shrimp together, you need to make sure you have lots of hiding places along the bottom of the tank for the shrimp to hide in case they get chased, and you're going to need to make sure that you're feeding your guppies consistently and enough so they feel full. The other thing is I'd recommend getting lots of shrimp. There might be that occasional shrimp that does get eaten, or if they just die off, you'll probably be ensured that you have a male and female, and you might get some breeding and have a whole colony starting. So shrimp are super easy to keep, especially like the red cherry shrimp or the blue cherry shrimp. They are a very, very cool little invertebrate, and they make a great tank mate as they are so unique and much different from like a fish. Okay, so the last fish today is the Harlequin Rasboras. So Harlequin Rasboras are super popular again. Another schooling fish, you're going to need to have 6 or more, but they do like a pH of 7 to 8, but they can go in tannin stained waters and low pHs. They're also great in a temperature of 24 to 26 degrees Celsius, but you can go a bit above or below those temperatures. If you do like the look of them, I definitely recommend them for guppies, because Harlequin Rasboras get too big for the guppies to eat, and also the Harlequin Rasboras are super peaceful and won't really bother the guppy fish at all. Well, there you have my top 10 tank mates for guppies. If you did enjoy the video, please get a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. Hope this helped you out. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.